And now we come to the point in the show which a lot of people's weekends build towards. It's James Acaster's classic scrape.
Thank you, Josh. Archive.
From the archives.
From the archives today.
No scrapes this week.
Yeah, no scrapes. I've had a scrape-free week. Just been chatting at Wigfield non-stop, so there's been no time for scrapes. But this is, I'd say, 7 years old in the Cubs.
Yeah,
in the Cubs.
You were 7 years old. This scrape's not 7 years old.
Yeah, this is a 7-year-old scrape.
You were in the Cubs 7 years ago?
Yeah. I took a very long... I wouldn't leave until I got all the badges. That was my... I'll stand by that. I just got enrolled in the Scouts this week, and I'm delighted.
So you're a 7-year-old in the Cubs.
7-year-old in the Cubs. I was in the Scouts till I was 15. I think you're aware of that. Wasn't as much. We didn't have Gus Honeybun and Kettering, so we had to make our own entertainment. go to the Scouts until we were 15. But we had to do a performance for the mums and dads, which was like a circus themed performance.
Yeah.
And we were all going to be different circus performers, and I volunteered to be a juggler.
Safe option.
Yeah, they said, who can juggle? I put my hands up.
You'd missed out on Lion Tamer.
Yeah, well, Lion Tamer had gone. There was a Lion Tamer and Lion. So someone else had to dress up as a lion, and there's a Lion Tamer. There was like
a chair that
tightrope walker. Tightrope walker, which was a kid walking along a bench. Surrounded by amateurs.
Great show.
Yeah.
Did you tour it?
Yeah. It was a clumsy kid, so it was still quite
quite edgy to see.
We'd all seen him fall off a bench before, so it was quite tense. I volunteered as juggler, telling them I could juggle really well. Never juggled before in my life. Never done it ever.
Yeah. Why did you?
It was a juggling badge. Why did you?
Yeah. I thought this is 2 birds, 1 stone. Perform in the circus show, get the badge. Well, this is why I thought my dad can teach me.
Yeah.
My dad thought he's a smart guy. He can teach me. Good chance for some bonding.
Yeah.
And so I said to my dad...
You're quite a strange child.
Yeah. I was always trying to think of ways to bond with my father.
It's very distant, my father.
Yeah, come up to him with that's like a different hobby that I want to start. And I said, can you teach me how to juggle, Dad? And he went, yeah, because I'm not the only liar in the family. I bought a pack of juggling balls with my own pocket money. 3 juggling balls. I came home, and the first thing he did in the lesson was he opened up the packet and he took one of the juggling balls, he threw it over his shoulder and went, don't need that one. Which you do need it. If there's any jugglers listening who are getting furious at my dad's, I'm aware you do need all 3 balls. That's not. But I thought
disappointed if you see the 2-ball juggler, aren't you? You go no. Yeah. 2-ball juggler obviously sounds a bit different now.
I thought though, because he threw it, because we don't need it. I took his work. I admired that man so much at the age of 7. So I thought,
you thought this is a chance to bond.
I thought that's.
I've just got this mental image of your dad with 2 juggling balls, chucking one up and the other up, and going, "There you go, son.
Yeah.
No problems.
Now leave me alone. Stop trying to bond with me. You know I don't like it.
I only see you at weekends."
But it was. I thought that was a spare ball. I thought that's a spare one. Because I'm chucking him around a lot. I was like, oh, there's a lot of potential to lose a juggling ball. So that's probably a spare one. We'll come to that. If I lose one, that one's in the... over on the sofa, you threw it away. But this is how he taught me to juggle. Andy's not far off. By how the juggling technique. It was, so ball in each hand, chuck the one in your left hand, chuck that in the air. While it's in the air, pass the one in your right hand over. So don't let go of it. Just move your hand over and put it in your left hand. Move your right hand back and catch the ball that you threw in the air. Then do it again. And so just doing that constantly.
The kid on the bench is now sounding like a...
He was laughing at me. He was there looking through the window, balancing on his bench. Hey, Acaster, that is so lame. But, and I nailed the technique in about 10 seconds.
Well done.
10 seconds, I was like, I'm a natural. I'm going to tear up the Cub Scout circus show like nobody's business. And then, it came to, the night of the performance, and there was this little backstage area in the church rooms. Yeah. We were all there in our costumes, and I had a little waistcoat on, because I was a juggler. and
2 balls, 1 waistcoat.
Yeah, but then there's Matthew as well, who was also going to do juggling. And there was 2 jugglers in the Cub Scout circus show, and Matthew had a waistcoat on. He had 3 balls in his hand, and I genuinely at the time thought, he's bought the spare ball. What you are gonna be all over the shop with that. Matthew, you're about to go out there and juggle the spare ball in front of everyone. Nice one, mate. There's 5 tyres on your car. But he went out. And then the Cub leader went out, Arcala, dressed as a ringmaster, first one out, and was like, getting the crowd revved up into a frenzy.
It's a warm-up.
Come on, you want Cubs? I've got Cubs. Really, excited them all.
You're not allowed to say that.
He did have Cubs. He bought some, but so they all went out with the clown stuff, and then he brought out the
Who wants
jugglers.
Cubs? Shout out now.
Who came here to see some Cubs? Yeah. So we'll do it. But
your parents there?
My dad was there. Yeah.
Oh, he's proud moment.
Mum.
Taught him all he knew.
Mum, nothing to do with it. She's like, David, I'm not having it. It's another one of your harebrained schemes. Sending James out doing 2-ball juggling. But he announced us really big voice. He said the juggle laws. I'll never forget that.
The juggle laws.
He had added an extra syllable in there. The juggle laws.
Oh right,
a real boom, boom. And then we both marched out, and then Matthew was on the right, was working the right hand side of the crowd, and I was left hand side. That was
You weren't working it.
I thought I was working it because to begin with they were stunned.
He's forgotten a ball.
They were staring at me like, this kid, and I was like, yeah, that one lesson, doing my throwing pass technique, and I looked over at Matthew, and he was doing a thing where he was kicking his legs really high in the air while juggling. So he was but throwing them underneath his legs and doing it like he'd run away with the circus and then come back. It's like Mowgli in the Jungle Book when he was juggling with Baloo, and he was doing that, and he did this big finale where he kind of threw all 3 balls in the air and then caught them one after the other, and then bowed and incorporated the last catch with a bow. And then
How old is he?
He was my age. He was 7.
Unbelievable.
7 years old. Amazing juggler.
Yeah.
But also, I should have known this would be good because the Cub leader didn't say who wants to be a juggler and then he put his hand up. He said Matthew will be a juggler and then who else. So I should have known he's probably
His
quite
dad
good.
was the great Serpendo. He had an advantage.
But he bowed and they erupted into applause.
Yeah.
Really, really applauded.
Were you still going at this point?
No, I'd stopped to watch. Also, when he bowed, one of the kids who was dressed as a lion jumped out from behind there's a cardboard cannon in the middle, and he jumped out from behind that and just pointed at Matthew with both hands, and just carried on pointing at him and biting his bottom lip like it was because of how good he was. And then there's one parent looking at me in the audience, that was my dad, looking at me from the back of the room. He just extended his arm and just giving me a thumbs up and nodding. Yeah, we did it.
That is amazing. Oh, so did your dad know that? When did you tell your dad that it had all gone wrong?
Pretty much straight after. I went, what did you send me into that for? And he went, you wanted to learn juggling in a week, James. It's the best I could do. I didn't want to tell you that wasn't juggling.
Oh, poor old David Acaster. He gets so much stick, doesn't he?
He does get a lot.
Well, that is a classic scrape from the archives. I mean, it's this, great one. One of my favourites.
What a sad little boy.
What a sad little boy, but at least if Matthew is listening, it's unlikely, but if text in to say you've become a juggler, and then it'll all be all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I just can't believe how good he was at the age of 7.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Can you just for listeners at home, Andy's just pointed at James like they all used to point at Matthew, just
And the lion.
Yeah.
just to rub it
in a
in.
lion outfit.
Josh Widdicombe.